Beyonce Giselle Knowles-Carter. The name itself is a melody, carrying weight and history. We've watched her rise from Houston girl to global force, a symbol of power, grace, and Black excellence. Her life seems perfectly choreographed: private jets, sold-out stadiums, endless red carpets. Even her cars, sleek, black, powerful, are modern-day chariots, part of her mythology. But what happens when the bubble is pierced? When the perfect machine hits a snag? The Queen was, briefly, stranded. Even legends face the unexpected. Sometimes the story isn't about perfection, it's about the pause. It was just another Tuesday, unremarkable, until it wasn't. Beyoncé was headed to a secret studio session in her custom-restored Lincoln Continental. The car was a piece of art, long, black, impossibly cool. Inside, the world was calm, the city blurring past tinted windows. Suddenly the engine faltered, a cough, a shudder, then silence. The car coasted to a stop, dashboard lights flickering out. The superstar was now just a person in a car that wouldn't start. Her security detail pulled over immediately. The Lincoln sat motionless under the sun, a symbol of paused momentum. The scene was set: a queen, a chariot, and a sudden silence on the road. What happened to the magnificent car? Nothing dramatic, no smoke, no crash. The problem was simple: the alternator failed. The alternator is the car's power generator, keeping the battery charged and the electronics running. When it fails, the battery drains and the car dies. It's a problem that can happen to any car, no matter how expensive or well-maintained. The vintage Lincoln, for all its beauty, was still a machine with old parts. Even with restoration, classic cars have quirks. On this day, the alternator simply gave out. The battery drained, the car stopped. The driver tried to restart, just a click, then nothing. It was the classic sign of a dead battery, caused by a faulty alternator. This wasn't a fix for the roadside. It needed a tow, a mechanic, a new part. The powerful chariot was now just a beautiful, immobile piece of metal. It's a relatable story. Millions have felt that sinking feeling when a car won't start. A failed alternator is a great equalizer. It reminds us, technology, no matter how grand, is fallible. On this day, it grounded one of the world's biggest stars. The Queen's journey was halted by a tiny, unseen part. Sometimes, the smallest things can bring everything to a stop, even for Beyoncé. The story wasn't about the car, it was about the moment, a universal experience shared by all. The chariot had stalled, but the story was just beginning. Brain history. In chaos, true character shines. For Beyoncé, this was a different kind of performance. No lights, no audience, just a quiet street and a stalled car. Her security team moved quickly, surrounding the vehicle, arranging a replacement car and tow truck. All eyes were on her. How would the Queen handle this? She didn't panic or show frustration. Witnesses described her as incredibly calm, waiting in the car as her team handled logistics. When the replacement SUV arrived, she stepped out with elegance and poise. No drama, no diva behavior. Sunglasses on, dressed simply, she looked more like she was changing cars by choice. Her patience set the tone, keeping the atmosphere relaxed. Her team could focus, not on a stressed-out celebrity, but on the task at hand. Her grace turned a public incident into a non-event. This is Beyoncé control, poise, unflappable grace. She's faced bigger challenges. A stalled car was a minor blip. Her focus stayed on her destination, the studio. A minor delay wasn't going to derail her mission. She adapted, got into the new car, and continued on her way. The Lincoln was left behind, but her composure moved forward. Sometimes grace under pressure is the most powerful performance. The Queen kept her crown, even on the side of the road. The journey continued, undeterred. Brain history. In the age of social media, nothing stays private, especially not Beyoncé. A few neighbors noticed the commotion, the iconic Lincoln, the security detail, the superstar herself. Phones came out, pictures snapped, and within minutes the images were online. Beyoncé's car breaks down, the headlines wrote themselves. The internet buzzed with concern, amusement, fascination. Media outlets jumped on the story, analyzing photos, speculating on the cause, praising her calm. Why? Because it was a rare, unscripted moment in a carefully managed life. Fans, the Bayhive, reacted with concern and affection. Some worried, others made memes. The incident became another piece of Beyoncé lore. It wasn't a scandal. It was a humanizing moment that only enhanced her legend. The frenzy showed her cultural force. A minor car problem became global news. People are invested in her story, craving glimpses behind the curtain. This small incident fed that appetite, showing a different, more vulnerable side. The world watched, captivated by the simple reality of the situation. Sometimes the ordinary is extraordinary when it happens to a superstar. The Queen's pause became a moment for everyone. Brain history. Why does this story matter? Because it builds a bridge between her world and ours. Celebrities seem to live on another planet. No traffic jams, no dead batteries. But this story injects reality into that narrative. It reminds us, beneath the glamour, they're human too. Seeing Beyonce waiting for a new car, we see ourselves. Stranded, frustrated, calling for help. In that shared experience, a bond forms. It humanizes her in a way no performance or photo shoot can. She's not just the flawless queen, she's also the woman who handles a breakdown with poise. This duality makes her more interesting, more real, more beloved. It adds a new chapter to her story, written in the language of everyday life. The story is a great equalizer. Wealth and fame can't insulate you from everything. Machines fail, plans go awry, life happens. Seeing it happen to Beyonce is a comforting reminder of our shared humanity. It's not about seeing a star fall, but seeing her stand on the same ground we do. Sometimes the most powerful stories are the simplest. Brain history. A stalled car is more than a mechanical failure. It's a symbol. It's a pause in a life defined by motion and progress. For Beyonce, the car is a metaphor for her career. Powerful, beautiful, always moving forward. When it stops, it forces reflection, a break in the relentless pace. The incident mirrors the creative process. Sometimes ideas stall, inspiration runs dry. In those moments, you wait, trust the process, and prepare for the next move. The vintage car itself is a link to the past, carrying history and soul. Beyonce honors history in her work, but old things can be fragile. The car's failure reminds us, even when we honor the past, we're vulnerable to its frailties. Ultimately, the stalled car symbolizes transition. She left the old, beautiful, broken car behind and moved forward. This act is her career in miniature, always evolving, always adapting. When something stops working, she finds a new way to reach her destination. The incident wasn't just about a car, it was about resilience and constant motion. Even a pause can be powerful. The Queen's journey never truly stops. Every setback is a setup for the next chapter. Brain history. Beyonce's appeal goes beyond music and performance. It's rooted in her humanity. Even in epic productions, she shows vulnerability, love, pain, and joy. The car malfunction is one of those moments, a piece of Beyonce the person, not just the performer. In a world obsessed with perfection, a moment of imperfection is refreshing. It breaks the illusion, showing it's okay for things not to go as planned. Seeing someone as powerful as Beyonce face a normal problem is comforting. It validates our own imperfect lives. Her calm response was a lesson in grace. Poise isn't just for the stage, it's about how you handle the unexpected. This quality is more impressive than any hit song. It's a glimpse into her character, drawing people in. Behind every great artist is a human being, dealing with life's logistics and surprises. The small, unscripted moments are as important as the grand ones. They turn fans into a loyal community, invested in her journey. Brain history. Beyonce's car malfunction is a simple story. No drama, no danger, just a minor inconvenience. Its simplicity is its power stars. They're just like us. For a moment, the Queen was brought down to earth, not by scandal, but by a faulty alternator. No amount of fame makes you immune to life's small frustrations. We see her command stages, accept awards, star in music videos, and also wait for a new ride. Both images are part of the whole, the extraordinary and the ordinary side by side. This duality makes her story richer, more complete. She's not a goddess, but a woman of talent who also deals with car trouble. The story isn't about a broken car, it's about resilience, grace, and connection. We connect with her triumphs and her struggles. Those struggles make her real, breaking down the wall between celebrity and fan. Beyonce handled the moment with style, turning potential embarrassment into quiet class. Next time you see her on stage, remember the stalled Lincoln. Behind the perfection is a person who knows things don't always go as planned. The journey continues. Sometimes you just need a new ride. Brain history.